Previously, I made a video showing that how you can record your webcam and your gameplay separately in OBS by stretching the canvas. Well, this method works well without installing any plugin. But later, I discovered one major drawback. When I started editing my video, the gameplay recording doesn't show as sharp and it does looks blurry. So to fix that, you either need to increase the bitrate or probably use OBS plugin that able to allow you to record separately. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to actually set up and install OBS plugin, which is Source Record. Not only that, you can record separately, you can also set different audio tracks, different video quality, and record all the source separately. And not to mention, you can also set different bitrate for two different sources. By the end of this video, we're also gonna compare the recording quality and the file size imported into editing software. Besides that, also share one of the downside of using this method so that you can decide whether is it the right setup for your PC. So let's enough talking and we're gonna dive into the first step, which is download and install Source Record plugin into your OBS. And remember to do it with your OBS closed. And if Windows is actually blocking the installation process, just allow it and follow the on-screen instruction. Once you have done that, open up your OBS. If it's not there, do not worry. Go to OBS help and check for update. If there's one, just update it, close your OBS and reopen it and your problem should be fixed. Right, so the first step is done. Now that we're gonna dive into the second step. And don't worry if it sounds complicated. I'm gonna guide you through step by step. So once you've mastered it, it is actually very easy and very straightforward. So we're gonna start first for my webcam. So right click on your webcam source. For me, it's webcam clone. Go to filters and look for Source Record. Alright, so firstly, record mode. Alright, when you click on it, you're able to see streaming, recording, streaming or recording, or even for virtual camera. But we're gonna just go for recording. And for the path is the file location that for you to save your video. So as my case, I'm gonna just set it right now. Okay, we're done. And for the file name formatting, I'm gonna write it for webcam because so that you won't get blurred or confused when after your footage is recorded. So let me just type in webcam. Alright, record format, we can go for MP4, hybrid, which is the mix of MP4 and NKV, or just pure MKV. But for now, I'm gonna just go for MP4. You can just ignore this. Replay buffer, that is for shortcut, for example, when you're streaming, so that you can actually set a hotkey and record your game and your webcam separately. After that, we're going for recording, so we can actually ignore the stream mode. And next up, the background, just leave it. And the most important thing is the audio. Because with this Source Record, you can record your gameplay audio and your microphone audio separately. So for now, I'm going to just click on it. Audio track, we're going to go for, let's say I'm going to set it to track 2. And the source, you're going to look for the webcam clone because this is for recording my webcam. Let me look for it. Alright, once we've done that, nice. Alright, now here comes the fun part, which is for the resolution. For example, if my base and my output is set on 1440p, but you do not like to actually record in a 1440p, then you can actually set your scale, your resolution separately. So I'm going to show you, for example, I'm going to go for scale. Resolution, I'm going to set for 1920 times 1080p. And we're going to go for lens source that have the best quality possible. For the frame rate is 60. Video encoder, hardware, NVENC H.264. Audio encoder, same, FF, pack AAC. Sorry about the pronunciation. Alright, for the rate control, I'm gonna go for CBR, and this is my webcam, so I am actually prefer to record in a higher or a better quality for 1080p. So let's say I'm gonna set to 13,000 of, let's say 15,000 of kbps, and keyframe interval, same, for 2 seconds. So I'm not gonna touch the preset, tuning high quality, multipass, I'm gonna go for default, 2 passes, profile high, untick the logo head, and the B frame, set it to 2. So once you have done this, now that you have to do it for your another video content. So for my case, I'm gonna go for game capture. Alright, so that now I have my game turned on. So I'm gonna go to my game capture source, look for filters. So same, go to the plus and look for Source Record. So for the record mode, same. We're gonna go for recording, and the path, I'm gonna set the path for the file location. After that, for the file formatting, this time it's different because we're gonna write it gameplay so that you won't get confused, because after record it will have 2 files, which I'm gonna show you after this. So we can ignore all this. The only thing that we have to focus is the audio track and also for the resolution. So for the mic, we set it to track 2. For this game, we're gonna set it to track 3, and the source is under game capture. Let me look for it. There's so many sources right here. Where is my game capture?
3 hours later.
Can you move it along?
Okay, we found it. Alright, so the source game capture. And for the scale, because I'm recording in 1440p for this video, but I'm gonna scale it to 1080p so that you can actually know the difference in between stretch canvas for 1080p and for recording separately for also 1080p, which I'm gonna show you after this. We're gonna go to scale, we're gonna go for 1080p, and also with the lens source. All these gonna be remain the same. And the rate control for the gameplay, I prefer to actually record in a higher quality and a more smooth experience. So I'm gonna go for about 20,000 kbps. But for a quick note, the bitrate does not actually work for everyone. You have to just set it according to your PC setup. But I can actually suggest that you start from 10,000 kbps and slowly increase all the way to 20,000 kbps. So give it a try. If it's blurry or laggy, play around with the bitrate. Alright, for the keyframe, 2 seconds, all these remain. Untick this, keyframe, set it to 2. So that we're done and we're gonna go close. Besides that, do you still remember the audio tracks that we set separately for our source record? My mic is on track 2 and my gameplay is on track 3. So to actually double check on the setup, you have to go to your audio mixer and look for advanced audio properties and look for the source that you use to record your audio track. For example, my game capture, I set it to headset, and for my mic. So for my headset, which is to capture the game audio, I'm gonna untick the track 2 and just take for the track 3. And same goes to the mic, because my mic is on track 2, so I'm gonna take this track 2 and untick the track 3. By doing this, it provides flexibility when it comes to editing for your recorded footage. Alright, so we're gonna make a sample separating recording. So once it's done, I'm gonna show you to import it into editing software and also the video quality of the comparison for both 1080p source record and also for the stretch canvas. And of course, we're also gonna review the file size on using this method and what are the drawbacks on actually using this source record plugin. And when it's finished, you're able to see there's 2 files. One is webcam and one is gameplay that we had renamed earlier so that you won't get confused. Alright, for now, I got my CapCut open. I'm gonna show the stretch canvas video quality and also for the source record separately. So let me bring it down. I'm gonna just crop it first just for the gameplay itself. So from here, you can see the text looks very blurry. The whole video quality image looks pretty off. So for now, I'm gonna show you the source record that we used to record separately. And from here, you're able to see the text looks so much clearer and even the video quality looks so much better. From here, you can compare it from yourself. Can you see the major difference? And besides that, I'm going to show you also for the file size that I used to record about 14 minutes of the video length. So for a gameplay, it used up about 4.13 gigs. And for my webcam, it used up about 1.15 gig or even about up to 2 gigs. So always be aware of your disk space so to make sure that you have enough space in your PC to actually make for the high quality recording. Alright, so the source record is actually very useful. But is there any downside of using it? The answer is yes. Because OBS is now recording multiple files by different bitrate. So you might be experiencing drop frame during your game and probably some laggy during your recording sessions. If that happens, do not worry. Try to reduce the resolution to 1080p and reduce the bitrate to have the best balance for your webcam, your gameplay record, and also your gaming experience. So before recording, my game is set to 1080p with basic graphics resolutions, and after that, the FPS is about 220. But when I start recording, it drops to about 190 to 200 averagely, which means that it does have about 20 to 30 of the drop FPS. So comment down below if you do have any other questions, or you can drop by to my stream. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube every Tuesday to Friday, 7:30 PM to 9:30 PM GMT +8. So if you're facing any problem, you can ask me during my live streams. So overall, I think source record is one of the best way to record webcam and gameplay separately in OBS. It gives you much better recording quality, independent bitrate settings, separate audio tracks, separate resolutions, and it gives you much more flexibility when it comes to editing your footage. Just remember that recording multiple high quality source requires more hardware resource. So make sure that your PC can handle the load. If you're still here with me and you found this video is helpful, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more OBS tutorials and streaming tips. Besides that, if you don't want to use a plugin to record your gameplay and your webcam separately, you might want to check out my recent video that talks about how you can actually stretch your canvas. Besides that, we got a playlist that talks about how to master basic OBS settings so that you can start your content creating or even your streaming journey in no time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching and happy recording!